What's up, guys? If you're looking for an appetizer or side dish for the upcoming holidays, this Oyster Rockefeller recipe is for you. Let's get it. Shellfish has always been a staple in my house growing up as a kid, so I thought this oyster recipe would reflect that perfectly. I got these local from a Long Island fish market. They've been clean, but what you want to do is purge these. These will help them clean even more in salt water and some ice. You're going to let that purge for about an hour. If you've been following me, you know I've been using Dexter utensils for years now. They make great oyster knives. So you're just going to start shucking these. I find that best if you point the knife in the hinge of the oyster and then work it open. Once you got all the oysters open, you're going to start to make your filling. You're going to heat up some olive oil and saute down some diced shallot and minced garlic. For fresh seafood, I definitely recommend using fresh garlic. Once that becomes fragrant, you're going to add in your spinach. This might look like a lot at first, but this is going to wilt down. Now for the untraditional part, I'm going to add in some cream cheese, lemon juice, and some Cajun seasoning. Today I'm using Addicted Fishing's Cajun Craze seasoning. I've been using this on all things seafood. I'm going to tag them down below. Definitely check them out. You're going to give this a healthy dusting, and then you're just going to mix everything so everything gets well combined. You're going to let this simmer for about a minute. Then you're going to pull this off. You're going to lay out your oysters on a tray that you're going to throw in the oven, just so everything is lined up perfectly. And then you're going to just stuff these individually. You don't want to overdo it because then it'll kind of overflow on the sides and make kind of a mess, and you just really want to avoid that. You're then going to top these off with some panko breadcrumb and some cooked bacon. Depending on how much bacon you want on here, you could put as much or as little as you like. Then I like to hit these with a fresh dusting and some grated cheese. Today I'm using Pecorino Romano. You're going to set your oven or smoker to 350 degrees. You're going to let that go for about 15 minutes. Depending if you're using a smoker or oven, you're going to broil these or crank your temp until they get nice and golden brown. Pull those off, hit them with some lemon juice, and that's it, guys. And remember, you can find this full recipe on my website.